Today on Moto Octane, we're going to talk about suspension. We're going to talk about the Nitron triple adjustable rear shock, what I've done with my forks, and we're also going to talk about the Dunlop Q3 pluses and what people don't often talk about with regards to them. If you ride a motorcycle and you're above the weight of 155 pounds, you should definitely be considering doing something with your suspension, just from a safety standpoint, also a performance standpoint. Now, if you're really into details and you want something that's quality, there is nothing I've seen on the market that compares to Nitron aftermarket suspension. There are two areas where I made a mistake when I was purchasing my suspension from Nitron, but for now what I'm going to talk about is the actual experience of purchasing from their company. It was completely flawless and the customer service was phenomenal. The shipping only took 3 days from the United Kingdom to Canada. That is amazing. It took about 3 weeks for them to actually build the shock for my specific specifications, but when I got it, it was well worth the wait. I mean, this is just craftsmanship from every single angle you could ever imagine. The other thing is because all of their shocks use basically the same components, just different components are added or subtracted as needed. There is always availability of parts. So if you're a racer or somebody that rides a lot and you're concerned about the downtime, should something go wrong, I really wouldn't have any fear dealing with Nitron. Compression or rebound, they have a simple system with just click buttons. You can do it on the fly very quickly. You just reach down, twist it. The feeling is pretty precise, so you know what you're doing. If you make a mistake, it's not hard to get back to the original settings, so it makes it very unintimidating for even the novice to try and play around and adjust their suspension, which I really have to commend Nitron on this aspect. So what I ended up choosing is Nitron's triple adjustable shock. The reason why I chose the triple adjustable is because I felt having control over the high speed, especially on the street, despite what people may say about it, is very important. I mean, just think about, you're in the middle of the night, you're driving home from somewhere, you're going at a good clip, and you didn't see that pothole or that construction lip, and that jarring sort of feeling through your body is not only dangerous because it unsettles the bike, it's also very startling. So what I have is 16 clicks of high and low speed compression, 24 clicks of rebound adjustment. You get a 40 millimeter piston, you get 14 millimeter piston rod, and you can opt for the adjustable hydraulic preload. Now, this is the one area that I made a mistake in, and that's I didn't get the hydraulic preload. I didn't think it was necessary at the time. However, their preload is located at the top of their shock, which if you've ever seen Yamaha XSR900 or FZ09 or any of those types of bikes, their shock are crammed right up there. So therefore, in order for me to change my preload, I have to remove the shock and adjust it and reinstall the shock. there's a ton of reviews about the Dunlop Q3s and Q3 Pluses, and a lot of them focus on like the outstanding grip, the track performance, the road performance, the longevity, and all of these things are actually truthful. I have really enjoyed my Q3 Pluses this year. The one area that unfortunately I've been able to really test out is its wet weather ability. I mean, it's rained a ton this year. It's just been a horrible summer. I can't even describe how much rain we've got, but it's given me an opportunity to spend a lot of time on these tires in the wet, going at a pretty good speed, both on twisties and straight line, sort of getting to where I had to go. And these things are phenomenal in the rain. I mean, people don't talk about it, but I don't even know if there is an actual sports tire out there that can do as much as this tire. Like, this tire is really seriously well rounded, and its wet weather performance is just, I don't know, I couldn't even imagine something that would be able to handle the track conditions and then go out in the rain and make you feel as comfortable and confident. That's all I really wanted to say about it. If you are in the market for tires, definitely consider the Q3 Pluses. I averaged, I think, just close to one track day in about 8,000 to 9,000 kilometers, and I'll probably get 10 to 12,000 kilometers when I'm done with them. They're getting a little close right now. We're just trying to finish off the season, and then we'll replace them. Of my tires, I can't necessarily say one way or the other because there wasn't really a controlled test regarding it. But what I can say is when I switched over to the Nitron rear shock, the wear pattern that I saw was more consistent and linear and just overall better condition when I was doing the same sort of riding than with the OEM setting. So I do believe that there is actually a truth to that, and he may not necessarily just be trying to push his services. Certainly, I 100% agree with his thoughts with regards to the revalving of the front forks. That was phenomenal. I had to do a minor geometry adjustment. I also agree 100% with his getting rear shock and getting the whole proper suspension for your weight. The one thing that I would say is that if you are looking at a Nitron shock, get the hydraulic preload again and consider getting the triple adjustable. I mean, it's very friendly to use and it's well worth it. I mean, I think it's worth it on the street as much as it's worth it on the track. What I got is far better than what the OEM settings were, and because of it, things that I used to think I was really kind of hitting well, meaning that the suspension was maxed out and I was pushing the bike to the limit, no longer seem that way. I mean, the suspension just takes it with ease. It's very consistent and linear. It almost removes a bit of the excitement out of it, which means you constantly increase your speed. I have not been able to figure out where the maximum is, or even the point where I'm really straining the suspension.
Smoking, drinking, doing our own thing. Tell me what you into, what you bring. We gon' be a problem, cause a scene. We ain't never going home. We'll be raging till the morning. We ain't never going home. We'll be raging till the morning. Tonight we getting lit. Tonight we getting lit. I'm drunk, you're not. Faded on another level, about to leave the spots. Ripping down off the walls in the party, but I'm in the back posted so nobody really noticed live. I don't know how to act. About to fill another one up in the parking lot. But I'm not a dummy, never drinking, never.